feed prisoners and transport to court. We never give them money to begin dressing inmates. So between the court and the prison, there is one of them who is mad. That now you want to prescribe a dress code for prisoners as they come to court. Because I have been in prison myself. When you reach there, they will give their uniform because now you are under their custody. When you are coming to court, you will return to your clothes. This prison cannot claim that you drove people in Ruzira with t-shirts bearing the portrait of Dr. Kizza Besigye, and now it is a crime to bring them to court putting on the same clothes. They are playing games, and this magistrate, I don't understand whether she thinks this court is now a personal property. Because even the magistrate, you are paid a salary by taxpayers to preside over matters on their behalf. This is not her court. This is a court of Uganda to which she is employed as a person, and she is accountable to the public. They are asking her, do you now have a dress code? Commit these people to prison. You are the one who committed them to prison. You have a duty to call them back to court when you need them. But you are now saying prison authority said. There's something fundamentally wrong, I think, with some of the judges, and I'm sorry to say this, and this is one of them.
We came back today for the bail application of Nyanjura, Doreen, and 4 others. The last time we were here, we made an application, and the state found a reason to have them remanded. They claimed that they needed time to verify their documents. When we came back today, expecting the state to make their reply, we make a rejoinder and court pronounces itself, gives us a ruling on the bail, whether it's granted or not. Today they came up with a new tactic that is very new. It is not the first time that politicians, activists, and other people have been arrested. The clothes you arrested in every other time, they are the same clothes you come back in. Much as there are regulations inside the prison, we agree. While you're there, put on the yellow. But for the day you're being produced in court, you are given your clothes back and you appear in your clothes. I do not know whether the state has phobia or anything against Spare Besigye. It is the simple slogan on the t-shirts, but they just can't stand it. The other challenge we got, the normal procedure, if inmates are not produced from prison, court asks the prison's warder, whoever is leading the team at court, you had a warrant to produce these people on this date at this time. Where are they? Something special happened today. The magistrate informed us as soon as court started that she was informally informed. I do not know whether she was proceeding on hearsay or anything, but there was no prisons officer to confirm the statement as to why our accused persons were not produced today. All we had was a magistrate saying, I am informed informally. Court cannot proceed on informal statements. We prayed to court, pronounce themselves as to whether prisons will dictate what people will put on inside jail, which is lawful, in transit, and also at court. It is surely very wrong. The state is now finding all tools to incarcerate people. From the 26th, they had time, but because maybe the liberties of these accused persons are not what they want at the earliest, we could only get the 10th. But it carries on, it carries on. What happens if still all they have are these t-shirts?
By the magistrate, instead of delivering justice to our sisters, she instead went into petty issues of dress code, how the prisoner is supposed to come in court, how he's supposed to be dressed, which is so unfair. Justice delayed is justice denied. So we want to see courts of laws in this country deliver justice non-partisanly, without basing on any political party, without getting orders from above, without getting calls first, because the prison warders, they said they don't have any explanation to why, as to why our suspects have not been brought to court. But here, the magistrate, in her own informal words, started putting words in the words of the prison warders that the dress code was not conducive, and things of the kind, which is so unfair and so unfortunate of such a court, of such a leader, a judge of a high court. So we condemn it, and we demand our sisters to be produced to court so that they can get justice.
To show up in court, their own volition. Reason being, they were dressed in t-shirts with political slogans, which is a dress not acceptable by prisons. So they were offered options, either to take on clothing that prisons had offered them that they received from donations, or to send for clothing from their relatives to change into something appropriate for court. This they also refused to do, saying that they'd rather show up here naked than be dressed. Now the court of course shall not condone attending to accused persons who are not dressed. So on their own volition they refused to show up to court today. And that being the case, we cannot hear their bail application in their case. I'm going to give another date to allow them a chance to find appropriate clothing.
Maybe before you take the government, you inform us that it was on their own volition. Then you tell us the issue was dress code. And this is a court of, I don't know, underpart law.
If they give the option to change into something and they are refusing, that is their
Your
own
Worship,
volition.
Your Worship, if I may, kindly, you inform court that it is administrative within prison not to put on shirts with political slogans. They are coming to court, not to prison. I do not know if court also has a dress code. Our interest is them in court. They could have been naked all through in prison or in yellow, but for purposes of court, does court have reservations as to whether someone can come in t-shirts with those slogans? We need a pronouncement.
You did not get my communication
Your Worship.
clear. We both can't be talking. The communication informal that I received from prisons is that these accused persons have deliberately refused to dress up into something that is appropriate according to prison for them to be brought in. I have no problem with how they dress up. I have no problem. But I'm not the one responsible for producing them. It is the prison authorities. They've given them opportunity, change into this clothes, given you donation, send for other clothing, they have refused. The alternative, they say, we either show up here in our t-shirts or we show up naked.
Your Worship, my prayer is court pronounces itself on whether it is in order, it is right for prisons to refuse to bring someone because they cannot put on something which is allowed in court but maybe not allowed in prison. Our interest is in court. They could come in their yellow uniform, but for purposes of appearing here, they could put on whatever they want. If there is any bar by law, if there is any bar by law, Your Worship, inform us.
Advise them, they are your clients. I would advise, I would give guidance. Advise your clients to dress up into something that is appropriate for the prison authorities to bring them. I am here all day to listen to their application.
Your Worship,
once they are open to that, we can raise up the
Your Worship,
matter.
maybe for clarity, is it that pronounce yourself and tell them, no, the t-shirts are fine in my court, bring them as they are. We shall not deal with the wishful thinking of the state and prisons. Court must protect the people.
The court is protecting them by advising
Your Worship, Your Worship, what is rubber stamping is the wishful thinking of the state and
But
prisons.
anyway, in the absence of accused persons, my job is to have the case as judged. With them not being here, is nothing much I can do. Are the relatives of the accused persons present? Where are the relatives? Where are the relatives? Friends, okay. Send them clothes, let them come to court. Simple as that. Counsel, can you please sit down? You're not here to argue. Well, I have guided, honestly. I have guided. You want your relatives out on bail. Can we have some order in court? Can we have some that are convenient for prisons to produce them? It is that simple. Why do you choose to make your life so difficult over things you can easily change? As court, am I able to go ahead and hear the bail application in absence of accused persons? What I require is for them to be here. It is a very simple, basic issue.
So if the prisons feel that given attire is not appropriate, it's their regulations. So you know that should be there, it's their law. The Prisons Act is clear. They are subject, so they have to adhere what the prisons determines.
That I'm informed that they will not be coming because they refused. I wish we had a prisons officer put on record. They give that reason on record. We know it is from ASP, this, from Luzera Women's Prison. Then two, if the state is referring to any law that bars people from dressing the way they wish en route to court, not within prison, en route to court and in court, let him deal court. Otherwise, it is wrong for him to misguide court, saying the act is very clear. Which act? That notwithstanding, Your Worship, we make a prayer that if indeed prisons was unable to bring them earlier in the morning, for whatever reason, their own volition or prisons inaction, we pray that the matter is stood over until 2 and court makes an order to produce them. We shall devise means of how to dress them. If court says they cannot appear in those shirts, en route or in court. So we make a prayer for a short adjournment or standing over the matter until 2 for the accused persons to be produced in court, or in the alternative, they could appear on Zoom if it is the better option. But the liberties of the accused person are very paramount, and they cannot be constrained because the state wishes, because the prisons wish. We would not be proceeding right if we upheld their wishes against the liberties of these persons. We so pray, Your Worship.
The day is quite full. I fixed this matter for 10 o'clock to afford them the right to apply for their bail. With that being said, I want to give a handover, but I can't give a short adjournment. For them to appear here and we'll handle their application.
Your Worship, there's an alternative prayer for Zoom.
So, again, off the record, these accused persons were even given the alternative of Zoom, actually. They were given the alternative to appear on Zoom if they could not come in. And again, the same issue turned up. They rather show up on Zoom naked rather than be dressed in anything else. So that was the dilemma of going back and forth on one. It's not like, of course, the court is saying, don't appear, do appear, that is not my word. But the prison regulations are very different from how they conduct themselves in court. I think you've also noticed that sometimes you go to prisons with dreadlocks and you come back with a bald head. They show people clean. So they have their own regulations and their disciplines. So really, it's not on my volition, but all these offers were given. Before this interaction, all these options were available to them. And they said, if you're not showing up in our t-shirt saying ABCD and on naked, we would rather not appear at all. So what are you supposed to do?
Worship. Unfortunately, I represent these people. It is a thin line.
You can verify with them.
They are my clients. I don't know whatever you're telling me. There's no prisons officer to inform us. No formal communication.
It has been a deliberation. Inform them. I'm also informing you what the prison authorities have informed me. Simple as that. So I'm giving you the 10th of March is available. If they are willing and able to adhere to the prison's regulations, they can always be produced here for their application. At 10 a.m.
Your Worship is available, but maybe we would pray that if you can, make a pronouncement as to the dress code of court.
purpose of avoidance of doubt, I am only adjourning the matter because the accused persons are not in court. It's nothing else. Don't turn it out to be anything that it is.
If it happens again and the only clothes we have are the ones they went in,
Then the court shall move. The court shall move to them. The court shall move to them.
blood washing.
Prison discipline, they are subject to prison discipline and the laws of. So, if the prison discipline is that you do not come with attires which the prison discipline, the prisoners feel offensive, that is the prison discipline. So they have to abide.
Criminal case number 849, 2024, Uganda versus Mr.
Ekitongole ky'amakomera ssente okuwa abasibe emmere ne tukiwa ne ssente okugula amafuta okuleeta abasibe mu kooti. Tetubawangako ssente za kutandika kugulira abasibe engoye. Oli bw'aba agenze Luzira nga yagendedde mu kanzu nga musiraamu waddembe okukomerawo mu kanzu ye ng'ajja mu kooti. Bw'aba musamize nga yagenda ayina embira ze waddembe okukomawo n'embira ze because ogogamba tyame munnabyabufuzi nti ayambadde engoye eziriko ebyobufuzi. That is stupidity. Baade baagala ayambale za mutemi wa nnyama bano babayita ba mu lufula mu kinjaje noga nti obyebufuzi ayambadde engoye ziriko political information, therefore eyo ne becoming a reason and your magistrate worth the name mu mitwe gyabwe bw'ojja wano ne court CEO guno mulimo gwe bakuwadde gw'oteeka okwa accounting kati ogenda okakana ng'omwaka tuyina case backlog omutwalo gumu mu 12,000 ensonga ze batawuliranga naye ng'ezibaganye ziwulira Ingrid ataddeko t-shirt eriko Besigye badde yeeruzira bali emmere ya nnaku endala 15 prison bwe najja mu parliament ngega emmere tuweddeko. Stupidity of the highest order.
Leero tukomyewo mu kooti ogenda mu maaso ne beiru lwe twasemba wano era state yeekwasa nti balina okwekebejja empapula ne tubakkiriza ne babawa adjournment paka ne leero. Leero tukomyewo mu kooti ate abasibe tebabaleese. Ensonga eri ki? Mbu baaganye okukyusa engoye. Engoye ze bakusibiramu ze engoye z'okomawo nazo mu kooti kuba ze engoye z'oyina. Etteeka lya prison likukaka okwambala uniform ng'oli munda naye bw'oba ofulumye ng'ogenda ku kooti ng'oli mu kooti engoye oyambala z'oyina. Mwena mukimanyi si gwe mulundi ogusoose okusiba abannabyabufuzi oba ba activist. Buli omu engoye ze mwakomerawo tukimanyi si gwe gusoose. Naye ekirala ekitwewuunyiza omusibe bw'aba tazze mu kooti ng'ate abadde mu mikono gya prisons, prison yeekakatibwako okunnyonnyola kooti lwaki tezi omusibe tazze. Twasabye kooti eyitowa prisons atunnyonnyole. Omulamuzi agamba mbu nze bangambye mbu tebagenda kusobola kujja kuba tebalina ngoye. No, it is not a fashion show. Tetugenda kukaka bantu kwambala bye bataagala mu bumenyi bw'amateeka. Naye kino kye kimu ku bipya kati bye baleese. Badde beekwasa kukebera mpapula, badde beekwasa budde oluusi otuuka nti omulamuzi gwe bawadde omusango taliiko ne bakurimandinga kati baleeseeyo akapya nti engoyi z'oyina tetusobola zikkiriza mu kooti giri obeera mu kaduukulu. Ate n'akaduukulu k'otuwadde bongera ennaku 2 twamusabye aguteeke essaawa 8 ne tumusaba aguteeke ku Zoom n'anoonyezaayo olunaku in the next month on the 10th. Kyongera otulaga nti ndowooza state malirivu okusiba bannansi mu bumenyi bw'amateeka.
Badde political prosecution woosanze nti omulamuzi ateeka ebigambo mu ba officers ba prison warders bagambye tebalina explanation yonna lwaki Honorable Ingrid, Honorable Nyanjura, Doreen and colleagues tebabalese mu kooti. Naye omulamuzi n'agenda mu maaso kunyonyola eggwanga nti tebabalese lwokuba tebabadde bambadde engoye ezifiitinga kooti. Mu ggwanga lino teri NLO which describes describing omuntu asaanidde kwambala atya ng'ajja mu kooti. Jjukira engoye ze baba bakwatiramu bulijjo ze babadde babaleeteramu mu kooti. They are the same, ezo ngoye zennyini ze babadde bagenda kukomerawoko mu kooti. Tusaba courts of laws zisale emisango nga tezirina ekibiina gye kyekubirira nga tebalina orders from above. Lwokuba kye tulabye leero tulabye nti omulamuzi abikaminze a politician instead of kubeera mulamuzi. Twagala abasista baffe baleete mu kooti babasalire emisango gye baasuula without nga tebalirayinze orders from above.